Hello friends, welcome back to a brand new video. Some spring and summer DIY crafts, home decor, also a vegan focaccia bread that was absolutely amazing. Let's go ahead and jump right in and get started with this delicious homemade vegan focaccia bread. Now we're gonna get a mixing bowl and combine 3 1/3 cups of all-purpose flour, 1 packet of instant yeast, 1 teaspoon of salt, and 1 1/2 teaspoons of a white granular sugar. Mix that all together and then go ahead and add in 1 2/3 cup of warm water. For some reason our sink water does take quite a while to get warm, so I just heated mine up on the stove. But then I used a fork to just kind of combine this and also add in 2 tablespoons of olive oil and just kind of mix it into what this original recipe describes as a shaggy dough. And I feel like that was a good way to describe it because you're not going to try to get it 100% combined and smooth. As long as all the flour is pretty much mixed in, that's all you need to do. I'm going to be using a 9x13 oven safe dish, and you can go ahead and grease or spray the edges of it and then kind of drizzle about 2 tablespoons of olive oil over the bottom of the greased dish, and then from that point dump that dough right into your prepared 9x13 baking dish. Tip it in there, don't spread it or anything like that, just let it sit however it lands. Cover the dough. I covered mine with plastic wrap so it was nice and tight, and then set that aside somewhere in a warm location to rise for 1 hour. After an hour, you'll see that the dough has risen and it's actually spread out and mostly filled in the dish. So at this point, we preheat the oven to 425 degrees Fahrenheit and we can decorate our bread. So this is the fun part. I saw something on Pinterest where someone had decorated a bread using onions and chives to basically make them look like flowers, tulips. I thought it was the prettiest thing, so I wanted to kind of do the same idea here. So I just kind of sliced some onion in order to get like the full slice, and then also the little inside portion kind of looks like a flower bud. And yeah, it was kind of fun. I used a red onion, so I kind of got these like purple flowers on here. They look kind of purpley, and I also was able to get some chives. Oh, you know what? I could have used green onion from our yard actually, but my chives in the garden are still too small, so I picked up some chives at the store. But I did have rosemary and some basil leaves out in the garden that I was able to add on here, and it just came together so beautifully. Drizzle an additional 2 tablespoons of olive oil across the top, and also give it a sprinkle of some sea salt, or in my case I'm using iodized salt. I don't know if you have ever read on the importance of adding iodine into our diets, so I always use iodized salt, but sprinkle a little bit on top. And we're gonna bake this for 20 minutes until it turns golden on the top. We're going to pop this into the oven, and let's go ahead and get started with our first DIY, which is a beautiful hand-painted glass. This one is actually from Dollar Tree. It was something I saw, I think on Pinterest. It was, or maybe it was on Etsy. We're gonna do our best to kind of recreate that using this gold paint and also our glass paint. So the gold one, it will make a nice outline. We're gonna let that dry a few hours. I don't think you really have to let it dry overnight. A few hours should be fine. I did mostly let it dry overnight and then did most of the greens the next morning to fill it in, and then you're going to want to let the whole thing sit for 24 hours before you put that into the oven to bake it and let it cure. But you can also follow the directions, whatever's the directions on the paint that you're using. I will try to link the ones that I used down below if they are available. But I love how pretty this turned out. It's so fun for spring or summer, and I think it would make a really great gift idea even for like Mother's Day or Father's Day, or even like a birthday gift idea as well. Just wanted to show you guys this milkweed plant. My neighbor brought over 3 very large monarch caterpillars because they've completely eaten all the leaves off of her milkweed plant. And oh my goodness, she brought them over last night and literally this plant, they've almost taken it down. There's very little left, but they are so big. So I think they should be getting ready to hopefully transition soon. For the next DIY, we're gonna do a summer wreath. This is very Hawaiian and tropical looking, and it's also extremely affordable. It is an under $5 DIY using simply a wreath form from Dollar Tree and then 3 of these hibiscus garlands. So I got a pink, orange, and yellow, and I just used a little bit of floral wire to kind of twist them and tie them on here rather than wrapping them around because I didn't want to waste any of the leaves and the flowers on the back side of the wreath, so this way I could just keep it all on the front and maximize my coverage. If you have a few extra garlands, then you could go just wrap it all the way around the wreath. You don't really have to tie it on. And if you don't have floral wire, you could possibly use something like a pipe cleaner or even some little wires off of your bread tie. If you have bread bags, the little ties on there should work as well. And here is how this one turned out. First impressions, I'm thinking that where I kind of drizzled the olive oil, I don't know if that's where it like browned a little bit more. The texture, like it looks like it's kind of toasted up nicely. But as you can see on here, the little basil leaves have kind of crisped and dried up a bit, but I bet that this onion is going to be delicious now that it's had a chance to get soft and basically bake and cook in the oven. So I'm really excited to dig in. Oh my goodness, so good. This is my first time making focaccia. I just ate a little crumb. It was so tasty. Let's not throw it off the dish here. I don't know if you guys can see, but here is how it's turned out. Yay, I'm so excited. Definitely, I'm keeping this recipe. I'm planning to actually try it again next week and then see if I can try it gluten-free and see how that comes out. Now for our non-alcoholic sangria, this is something I've kind of been doing for a little while in the evenings and I really enjoy it, so I thought I would share it with you guys. But I have been mixing half pomegranate juice with half of a pomegranate kombucha. So kombucha has so many health benefits with all of the probiotics in it, and it's just really good for digestion support. Kombucha also contains antioxidants, which can help reduce inflammation, support your immune system, and even reduce DNA damage. Overall, a lot of things that I am reading about kombucha being really good to support overall health and digestion and even heart health and being a good source of antioxidants. Now to make this more of a sangria, I sliced up some oranges, apples, and peaches, and I've added them to my pitcher here. And I don't have cinnamon sticks, so I'm also gonna add in just a little sprinkle of cinnamon, a dash of cinnamon on the top, mix this all up, and then set that in the refrigerator, and it's going to really absorb the fruit flavors and also some of that cinnamon flavor, which if you feel like the cinnamon is making it too much of a holiday drink, you could definitely just leave that out. But even if you don't have all of the fruits and you don't have time to marinate and all of that in the fridge, consider giving this a try, just mixing the pomegranate juice and some pomegranate kombucha together. And if you find that it's too strong for you or even for your kids, I will sometimes cut it a third with water. So cheers to our non-alcoholic sangria. Sangria is one of the things that I enjoy the most when I did drink alcohol, which I do not anymore. So I thought this would be fun to make. It's something I've kind of been doing on my own with the pomegranate juice and the pomegranate kombucha, and I felt like it kind of reminded me a little bit of something you could easily turn into like a non-alcoholic sangria. So thank you so much for being here. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed it, and also feel free to let me know down below what other things you would like to see here on my channel and what would be helpful to you and just what you would like to see me share more about. Wishing you guys all a beautiful day. I will see you soon in a new video. Bye!